minutes of preparing, and we've gone live. So hi everybody, welcome back to my 23rd, if I'm correct. Are you 22nd mom?
22nd, you said, yeah.
22nd mom. Sorry, I'm like lined up next 40 moms, and I am 1 second. Yeah, so welcome everyone, and the countdown is begun. I think I am on almost my whatever the math is, like it's the 16th today, and it started on the 1st of August. So, and I calculate for me how many more days left for our 84 days.
84
Wow.
days.
84 days left for
On
the
the
book
best.
to come out. Book to come out. Welcome, Anna. We have a very, very sweet guest. I was just chatting up with her, warming up, because I had this cold and I'm trying to, so I was just warming myself up mentally to pick myself up to bring this beautiful mom ahead, who I've recently come in contact with, and I was having a beautiful conversation. So welcome, Anna, and I would like you to introduce yourself, and your story of how you're here in India, in Mumbai. And why I do that is because I hate reading biodatas. I do not like reading biodatas for people because I think they can tell their stories better, and I love storytelling way of introducing people. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
Sure,
If I'm looking on the side, don't worry. I'm just
no problem.
that are coming.
No
The
problem.
comments will keep coming.
Thanks, Shika, and thank you for having me. I'm super excited with this journey, and by hearing the other moms and how they've learned about themselves and gained confidence, I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, thanks. So I'm Anna Doshi. I'm born and brought up in France, in Brittany, which is the west part, Celtic part of France, which is more like a UK part of France, let's say, with a very strong tradition, the sea around, a very small town, not too many people. And I had, from my childhood, always big dreams of travel and cinema. Never thought that it would lead me to where I am now. But so yeah, after one travel with my sister to India, the backpack, two French girls with a backpack, fell in love with Indian cinema. I was studying cinema in France at that time and realized how cinema in India was treated in a very different way than it is in France. In France, it's it's also very religious, but in the other way, like you're in the theater, nobody can cough, nobody can make noise. And the first film I saw was in India, in Delhi at Connaught Place. And it was, those big theaters, old theaters. And it was that Sunny Deol film. And everybody was shouting and it was crazy. My sister and I were like, okay, we followed the film more or less, but still people were trying to explain to us. And I realized that how involved people were. So when we came out of the theaters, it was still the time of Walkman. Yeah. I got a tape of the film, Gadar, of the music. And yeah, and while we were in the bus or in the train, we would listen to the music. So we knew it, but like yogurt. Yeah. We had no clue what we were singing. Obviously, it was Hindi. So, and I saw that people were coming to us in a nicer way, I may say, because we knew the film. We knew the songs, so they were like, "Whoa, how come?" and all that. So it was easier to start a conversation with strangers in a bus or in a train, or because of that film. So I found that great. And when I came back to Paris, I decided that this is what I want to study for the next few years. So I prepared my master on Hindi cinema, popular Hindi cinema of the 90s and 2000. And then I got a job in Marrakesh. There was a film festival there is still, and they had a huge delegation from India. And in that big delegation, there was one man who fell in love apparently instantly with me and wooed me for a year. And eventually I said yes and shifted to India. So that was now 17 years ago.
Wow.
And yeah, and that led me to also continue my career in events, which I never thought I would do. So film festivals and I work for IFA, and so the whole Bollywood scene fully on in the first years of my life here in Bombay. So great fun. I think, the best time to be in the city. No kids at that time, like, completely free. It was before the crisis of 2009, so people were really wild, and I was like, wow, I was young and so
Wow.
superb.
Yeah, the 2009 is the
2009 it started, yes, everything started
Yeah.
changing, and that's also the year I fell pregnant.
Mm.
So then complete change of life, but still in Bombay, and now I had to find a different way for myself. So it was difficult to find work because we didn't have a family here to help support or anything.
Yeah.
I was not comfortable having a maid 24 hours. That's something I was not used to. So I decided, no, I'm going to take care of the baby, and career will be on the side. But you realize when you live in Bombay, if you're not working, then you disappear.
Oh yes,
um,
I think it's
Completely
everywhere. It's not
disappear.
only Mumbai. I
But
think
I
it's
think
everywhere.
I'm from a small town, so you don't disappear if you have a child.
Right,
In
right, right.
Bombay, if you're not working, if you're not in the parties, and if you're not in the dinners, and you completely disappear, and you don't know what to talk about when you meet people.
Right.
Like, you can't talk to them about your feeding and nappies.
Oh, and that
So
17 years back, it was totally different for sure.
very, very. So it was a
Yeah,
tough time, a bit lonely.
yeah,
But then I found my way out, did some other events, again worked on a big event for Marrakesh Festival.
yeah,
So slowly came back till I realized that this was not what I wanted anymore.
yeah, yeah.
And that seeing my son growing up in India, I realized there was not much access to culture the way I had access in France. Even in a small town, you have huge access to culture. There are museums, theaters,
Right,
movie theaters, and live theater.
right,
So after a bit of thinking, I realized that this is what I want to do. There are many things I want to change somehow in the country. um
like all of us
so,
do.
yeah, like all of us do. And like I was telling you, I don't think you can change the mind of an adult. So not that I want to change the mind of the children here, but at least open their mind and show them that there are different ways of thinking. So now I've been working on a film festival for children, which
Yeah,
I love to do. Curating film for kids is just too much fun.
yep,
So I've been doing that for the past 3 years, and now just started with the director of the festival. We partnered for a company called Trampoline Media, and we want to continue that journey because she's also been working around children content for 10 years. And now we want to, try and make a change. So we started with the podcast that you listened to a little bit today. So yeah, and hopefully more than that. Hopefully it's the beginning of a new journey in Bombay.
it's going to be because like what I feel that when I'm saying these things to people and people are just probably thinking at me, looking at me these days and saying, I just Shika's totally lost it, because they know I'm not this person. I'm this person very passionate, yes. I'm this person who's very into photography and go for what you want, and I've headed a poetry movement, etc., etc., etc. But last 8 years, as you're saying, you get lost, right? So slowly,
Yeah.
slowly, 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 with two kids, I was getting totally lost before I picked myself up again. But what I'm saying, coming to what you're saying, hopefully it'll come true. I'm telling every mom who's going to be part of this book that I'm putting your 100 dreams in this book, and this book will bring your dreams come true. So that's my ultimate dream for sure, Anna. That this book is called 100 Self Portrait, 100 Dreams. Once you take the journey of the self portrait, once you discover yourself and put yourself out there, and these 100 dreams are put right next to your page, that this is who I am, this is my journey, and this is who I am. I don't think so universe can stop us from getting our dreams out. It'll not stop us. And I'm taking the charge for these 100 moms to put these dreams there, to put this book out there. And time will tell. Time will tell. But if nothing else happens, I keep telling people that at least 100 moms will meet each other across the world, and we will
Yeah,
bring this book
and
ahead, and
that's
which itself, it's a huge achievement. But I know it's not stopping there for sure. I know it for sure it's not stopping there, because I suddenly feel unstoppable right now. I just like now I was just unwell, just like 10, 15. By the time I was talking to you also, I was still a little unwell. Now you see, the minute I've jumped into the zone of produced, like this book is active again, and I'm feeling absolutely charged.
Charged, yeah.
So maybe you were meant to be here for this book and to make your dreams come true. We don't know. And I'm really happy to have you on here, Anna. And
Thank
where I
you.
want to take you from here is that I want to, like, the conversation about the fact that you're talking about podcasts, about, but as a mother, what is your journey like? Like, not that what you feel. Of course, every mother feels special, but there are a lot of emotions that we feel as mothers, and that's why I keep telling everybody that the minute we become moms, we start going like this, like this, like this, and the minute we start going like this, even the fact that a lot of mothers go like this and stay there for a very long time before children leave, and then suddenly like, oh my god, we're so deep down that I don't even think so we have the strength to come back up, you know. And that doesn't mean to say that uh, all moms feel that. I've been very blessed to meet some moms who are still trying to figure out things and doing the balance. Why do you think that happens, and what is your journey of, like you just mentioned, that 2009 I was pregnant and then I felt that you're lost. Why is this city forgetting mothers who's bringing life to this world? And it's not this city but everywhere. I thought it was
No, I think,
India,
yeah, it's
but
this
it's not
kind of
India.
city, not just Bombay, but this kind of city where
A
the
fast
fast
city.
city where it's a business city, right? It's a
Yeah,
business center. So you come here to make business, to do
right.
business, not to raise a family. But
Yeah,
yes, in the middle of it, you will have to, or you will
yep,
maybe have to raise your family. For me, it was tough, and it's still tough because I come from, like I said, I come from a very small town where I mean, my parents' house was filled up with cousins and friends, and like I have a huge family. It's always
so
party
do I.
time.
Yeah,
And here I come, and my husband has his family also here, but they're not that close.
yeah,
And he's a little older than me, so his mother is also older, so never really could physically take care of the baby,
yeah, yeah,
my son, when he was small. So I was, yeah, pretty alone. Plus, it's a different culture. You do things differently,
yeah,
and I had nobody to really, give me advice. I mean, at that time, the only person you want to listen more or less is your mother, I think, or your sister, or
right,
like someone
right,
close. Like
right.
you were saying, everybody's telling you what to do, but you don't want to hear them. You want to do
Yeah,
what you feel is right. And usually you're in
absolutely.
sync with your closest, which is, yeah, your mom, your sister. Or...
Right.
So I had none of that around me. So it was a little lonely. But well, I managed somehow. There has been many ups and downs, but now Inan is 12 and he's my strength.
Yeah,
He's the one who keeps me going. It's for him I want to achieve things. He's been the inspiration in the past, I think 6 years. Yeah, whatever I've tried to do or achieve is because he gave me the idea, or because it was I was thinking of him. So he's been my muse for the last few years, and he's my strength. Like he looks at me like, yeah, if I complain about myself, he'll fire me. He said, no, look at you, you're fine, you're this, you're that. He's adorable. So I'm a super happy mother after all, yeah, years of. But even those tough years, you tend to forget. Like I was saying, we thankfully we forget the tough times.
and we
And
have so
I
much
think
to
it,
do.
yeah,
We have
there's
so
so
much
much
to
to
do.
do. And
How
now
can you carry what you felt during those
I
years?
I
And
just want him to be happy, and happy. It's not success, it's nothing. It's just to be happy. I have, of course, wishes and dreams for him, but I know that he will do what he wants to do. But yeah, I just want him to be happy and solid enough for what's coming, because that's my fear. Yeah, what is coming for them is a big
yeah,
fear.
yeah. For
And
all of us, especially
yeah,
post
I think
COVID.
we all are there currently. So
Yeah, yeah,
again, we were talking about the podcast about the dads, and so we've interviewed one dad who takes care of his children a lot. It's really like 50-50 with his wife, and he was asked, like, why only one child? Is it because you have a brother who also has a child? He says, no, just because I'm scared. I don't want to have another one growing up between four walls. And if this becomes a normal thing, then so yeah. So except that fear that I have from my son about his future, how it's gonna be for them.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm super proud and happy mother, and we have a great relationship. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's
he's my
beautiful.
he's my everything, I guess, here, because he's whatever I miss from home in France. I have everything in a concentrated.
That's what we do, and I'm also part of a very big joint family where I think everybody was raised by everybody.
Hmm,
And what I always say that what happens is that one mother is not meant to teach everything. I don't like I'm not good
exactly.
at math. I'm not good at math. I possibly cannot teach math to my child. Come on.
Same.
I had a story of, if you listen to some of my interviews, I have a story of flunking from class 1 to class 10 continuously because of whatever childhood struggles I was having. And then of course I did very well by getting into humanities. But that whole period, I mean, some lack is there in every human being when they're growing. But what happens is when there's a village to grow a child, somebody teaches cycling, somebody like I can ride a big car, but I don't know how to ride a cycle. Can you believe
Yeah,
that? So
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't teach cycling to my child. I can teach him how to drive, but I can't teach him how to. And when we were kids, my uncles were teaching something to me, my aunts were teaching something else, and everybody was everybody's child, and everybody was learning from older siblings, younger siblings. We just, the older ones were taking care of younger ones and learning how to take care of children and how to bathe them, how to play with them. And now suddenly we mothers are left, and yes, these big cities do that to you. You're
yeah.
just left to try and figure out everything.
By yourself
That first learn, like
and
I need to learn math, and then teach, and then
be
yeah,
judged.
and be judged, and then be that one voice that's really annoying, I think, to any child or human being. The one to voice that taken away, is teaching the same thing. I think the variety goes away, the
Yeah,
learning goes away, the personalities, that they have to deal with, everything gets by. So I feel very blessed that I was raised by a joint
many
family, but of
same.
course raised my children in a nuclear. And I'm trying to be my uncle, my aunt, my everybody. I'm trying to be so many people, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And then you ask a question, where is Shikha got lost at the age of 31? She was like becoming this photographer who was, in papers, and she was coming everywhere. And then suddenly, and today I'm turning 40. In the last 9 years, what's happening? Where is she got lost? And now people who know me, I'm come back in my essence, because I realize that if my son doesn't look at me tomorrow and think I'm a winner, he will never know what a winner is.
Exactly, same
Like,
thing.
he can't be raised by a person who's feeling very low in life, who's not feeling that she cannot achieve, who does not have a good self image, who feels probably, my hair have got spoiled, my skin has got spoiled, look at my dark circles, and look at this COVID. So I decided that unless I put myself out in the universe and make myself possibly, first respect my own self, that yes, you can do it, yes, it's amazing, and you're beautiful still, and you can still look really gorgeous, and also become, my child's, somebody he looks up to. He looks up to somebody in the house, not a mother who's totally losing it and breaking down. And that's why this book, so that I don't want that mother to break down and say, I'm like, fine, there's a period of 2-3 years which is uncomfortable because child has come into your life, you've given birth, you have to recover. But it's possible. It's possible to start living. Forget about juggling, forget about balancing, but it's possible to start feeling life back. And that's the thing of this book, Anna. And I'm so glad that you're in it. You're from a different culture, but what do you think? Because this is, I kept telling people, this is not an epidemic. This feeling of this motherhood is not an epidemic, it's a pandemic. I found it in my research that it's happening throughout the globe. It's not, this kind of a pain is not in one country concentrated in one tradition. It is throughout and throughout. And COVID has made it even worse. Like all the mothers are united now all over the world with this pandemic happening. So this is also a little this issue that's very global, very this thing, and that's why I brought these global moms together. What do you feel happens to mothers, and why is this camera like she doesn't want to see who she's become through this camera, and then she keeps doing this all the time? I don't want my picture.
I it's funny because when you told me that the first time, I went back to my grandmother. So I was telling you that Anna was actually the name of my grandmother, and she hated the camera. And I've seen that while growing up, and I was always told that I looked like her, that we because
Oh my God.
I was her favorite because I was the last one for a long time, so I was completely cherished by her. And so that there was a very big bond between me and her. Even sometime, like something that happens in her life would happen in my life, like it became that kind of thing. And there was exactly 60 years of age between us. I mean, there were many things like that, and she, even in the end, I know, was thinking of me as herself, like
Right.
she was living through my life again when she was really old. And so she hated to be in pictures, and it was every time somebody would bring the camera out in a family dinner or something, she would find a way to hide, because she was very uncomfortable with the way she was looking. She had put on weight through the years and she was not happy with it and all that, so she never wanted to be in the camera. And I realized I've started doing exactly the same thing. Like if somebody brings a camera, I'm hiding. And my partner at trampoline, she has that joke with me that you're never on the picture. It's like you don't exist. And then we heard about a film. I think it was an Indian film. I'm yet to see it, about a woman. She's going to die, and you when you die, you need to put, after you die, you need a portrait, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she can't find one damn photograph of herself. So she runs
What?
all around to find that one photograph or something like that. I mean, that was the premises of the film that we heard about. So Neha looked at me and she was like, see, this is what's going to happen with you. There's not one damn photograph of you. And
And
I'm like, yes, actually, I take photos of my son with my husband, my son with his grandmother, everybody, but rarely will I allow anyone to click a picture of me. And my son first. I will always, if he takes a picture, I erase it the minute after. So that's why I need to,
I
I need you in
arrived
my life.
in your, yeah. So I have arrived in this world, Anna. It's not going to happen to moms anymore. I will make sure that these moms at least have that one picture before they die for sure. You can take it from my book. At least these 100 moms will have that picture. But jokes apart, it's unbelievable. You never told me this when I had a conversation with
No,
you. But
no, because
this is what I was
yeah.
finding, and that's why your yes came very quickly, because this is what I was finding. I was finding this fact that like people like that's one of my very close friends, and I was telling you that I'm very proud of you, you're doing a great thing. But you know what's happening to today's mothers, because they are very vain and this world of photography. I said no, it's not happening to mothers today, it's been happening forever.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is just a symbol of dimming your light. Not coming in front of the picture is just dimming your light, because if your light is shining, which is this human being on the surface of this earth who doesn't want to see that beautiful picture of, I can guarantee, if the human being thinks they're the most beautiful, they would want hundreds of pictures of them everywhere, because they would want to put them, they would want to put it on the wall, they would want to give it to the children, they would put it on the social media. But it's just because we just think we are not. And I was telling him that it's just the difference is that the camera was not so available 2 generations before.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that the camera, the opportunity now it's in our pocket, and now we have family groups now, and we have, we need to come, and now online, everything is going online, we
And
need to show up.
and people share those pictures. You don't even know where those pictures are going to end up also. So I mean, I'm not comfortable with that somebody randomly can see a picture of myself that I don't like.
Yeah, that's there, but I think more than that, it is also the scare of, even if it was not going there, Anna, people are still scared. Like even if it was just rotating amongst your
Family or friends.
family pictures, or even if it's not going, I tell you today, Anna, sit down with your camera and just be with the camera and take 5 pictures. I mean, you will be like totally like sitting like this, and you would be wondering, including me, because I've taken this journey. I'm like, I'm a photographer. I can do this, and I'm clicking, and every click I'm looking at, it's like, oh my god, just look at what's happening, and I'm just like trying to throw it out and delete it. That's the first button we press, we delete. And then you're saying your grandmother felt that. And this is exactly what I worry about, the ripple effect, that I think probably when I was calling you saying the ripple effect comes on your children.
It came on
And
me.
yeah, it came on you. And I have met somebody who's 75 years old recently said, oh, no wonder, like my mom used to not like it. And she's 75 years old. And, and she said to me that, and I used to say that people will say that, oh, you look like like you just said, you look like your grandmom, and when your grandmom thinks she's not beautiful, your first thing is, oh, I think she was not beautiful. Am I
Yeah.
beautiful?
I saw her beautiful. I mean, I never thought
Not
she was
you,
not
but
beautiful. I
it's a
was
someone.
happy. I was always happy when people would tell me that I looked like her, because
Yeah.
I was a little girl and I was like, she was my grandmom and I loved
Yes.
her. So
I was very close to my
I
grandmom, but
was always very proud, on the contrary, that, oh, I look like
you
my
look like,
grandmother.
yeah,
But see, she still didn't have that confidence in her.
in
So
herself. And yes, and that mother I was talking to was 75. She's like, my friends used to say I look this like my mother, and I used to look like that and say, really, I look like her? Because I think my mother hated pictures, and it happens different effect on different kids. But that's another thing that I'm trying to stop through this. It's just the camera I'm using, but the issue is the same.
there's another story that I think I didn't tell you, so I thought of that afterwards, is that so whenever I have a Zoom call, in the past 1.5 year, makeup and all that. So my son in the beginning, he used to ask me, where are you going? I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I have a Zoom call and I want to be a little presentable and all that. Till one day I realized that he had put also makeup under his eyes to hide
Hide the
the
dark side.
dark circle to go to school, because he's on Zoom also. I was like,
Whoa.
oh God, like, what's
Wow.
going on here? So I
Wow.
told him, I mean, I'm not upset you're putting makeup and all that. But it's just that you don't need it. Like, you're young, your skin is fine, and it's
Yeah.
okay, you don't need to. But yeah, so I realized maybe probably also he sees me doing that before I go to
Yeah.
work on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
So he does that, he wanted to do that before being on a Zoom call in
What
school.
a story. This story will also, like, I'm collecting a lot of stories, and these stories will come ahead because this is all going to become a book, it seems, because I am collecting all this and I'm seeing that, um, you know, like really, so much pressure.
Mm-mm.
Just a picture, just a camera that was meant to make a memory has become this thing that tells us how we should look and what we should look like and how we should show up, and if we don't, we're not worth it. Like, that's like something which is scary, because now this world is coming real. This world is really, this camera is becoming like, look at the amount of options now. There's a ring light everybody has.
Yeah,
There's like I'm teaching photography to students, and students come up with the ring light in front of the cameras because they need better light. They
I'm
need
sure, I'm sure.
so all this is available. And
The
it's
filters.
the filter, like I was telling you, that my niece was trying to put,
Yeah.
she was trying to put a filter on Zoom because she's like, oh, you're going to look, your skin is going to look better. And I'm like, I'm absolutely fine.
And
And
then
if
you'll
you
have
really wish,
Disney eyes.
yeah. And then no, not that, she just
No,
wanted to
no,
look,
just I
yeah,
know, no,
yeah,
no, but
yeah,
you can
that's
go as
like,
far as that.
yeah, probably she will make my hair a little look better. And because I think she also has this wondering thing a lot of time. And she was young, she was 3 years old, and I was married in this house. I don't have a joint family, but she used to come and visit me. And I remember, I was never into makeup. I was always into this white gray hair showing, because that's who I was, and I was always walking like that. And she was like on a Lodi festival, which was my first festival after getting married. And in India how it's celebrated in a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I remember I'm walking, and she's 3 years old, and she turns around and she's like, Chachi, at least do makeup. No, she said, not that. She's like, why aren't you ready? So I said, I am ready. Like, can't you see I'm ready? And she's like, but you've not done makeup. How can you be ready? And she was 3 years of age at that time.
Yeah.
And at that time, even I felt like judged by even a 3-year-old saying that if I don't put makeup. But I was like this, known. In fact, I think everybody was very scared on my wedding day as well. I remember my joint family, everyone was very scared that this girl, I said, everybody leave, don't come near my makeup room because nobody's allowed, because the day before they made like butterflies out of me, and I didn't
Yeah.
like those colors. and everybody was 100% betting, that this girl is going to come with her open hair and just a sari and just a liner, and she's just going to do that. You wait and watch. I didn't do that. I definitely got dressed, and I was absolutely very, very minimal makeup. But even that time, the pressure was, it was not camera, but if you don't look a certain way, you're not
True.
beautiful.
No,
You're not beautiful.
I've had so many weird situation with makeup for those events or wedding and all that, and now it's very clear. It's like no, nobody touches my face. I'll do it because otherwise I look like a katakali kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know about
because
Kathakali. They are still beautiful.
it's
I think
no,
they
but
still have beautiful
I don't
eyes.
want to look like
Yeah.
that. It's
I mean, I look like
so
somebody
much
else.
makeup.
Yeah. And
I'm
yeah.
like, whoa, no,
Yeah.
I'll just do a little bit here and there, and
Yeah. So
that's enough.
it's more than it's about makeup, and more than it's about anything else. For me, this issue is not even makeup. And my issue is why this chatter. Like, what is this chatter that comes up, like when you're getting ready or you're in front of the camera, like this chatter that keeps surrounding us all the
Because
time.
I think like I've noticed this here again. I don't know. See, I've now lived so long in here in Bombay that I can't even tell you how it is in France, because when I go to France, I would be with my family and friends and all that. But here I've noticed that the first thing that people will talk to you is about your appearance. They want to ask you how you're feeling and what's going on with your life, or they'll first tell you, oh, you put on weight, oh, you look tired, oh, you lost weight.
Yeah.
First comment, however close to that person you are.
Right.
And that's so obviously you're always extra conscious about how you look,
Yeah.
even to get ready to go out for dinner. You start showing here, showing there, and this and that. And you know that anyway, somebody's going to tell you something. I don't face that when I'm in France, but like I said, I don't, when I go there, I'm just with my family in the countryside. So nobody really cares about how you're dressed or how you look. But here I find, yeah, there is pressure constantly,
It's a
constantly
big
on.
city, and you're in a city which is about glamour and
It is all about glamour. So you
glamour. So
have
it's
to
a
be
glamorous city.
glamorous and
Thank God you didn't you were not in Delhi. I'm from Delhi for 2 years. It's a
no, I don't
totally
think I
different
would
city.
have. I hope nobody's. I'm not going to hurt anyone here, but I don't think I would have survived in Delhi for
No, no, it's a
many
different
reasons.
city. Yeah, it's a different city, and that's what you're saying is nothing to do with Delhi. It's to do with people of Delhi thinking about Bombay. And Bombay is thinking, when I was a kid, we used to have these we used to have these train journeys, long journeys, because my cousins were always in Mumbai, and I would bet, like before standing, I was like, by the time this journey ends, there's going to be one fight or debate happening about whether Delhi is good or Bombay is
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Between Delhi and Bombay, there's always this debate going on, and Bombay people are always shaking their heads, and Delhi people are always shaking their heads
And
because
it's the same in every country. We have the same in France between
yeah,
Paris and other cities. Also,
yeah.
it's always, yeah. I
I
don't know.
think it's just that that's off topic thing though.
Yeah, it's off topic,
But
but
yeah, so this self-portrait movement, which we've started now, and you're part of it. The idea of the self-portrait movement is because definitely a lot of mothers are doing very well and great as well, and there's some mothers who are struggling, and there's some mothers who don't know whether they're struggling or they're doing great, and they're totally confused in the middle. So this book is basically going to talk about 100 shades of mothers, okay, of all sorts. I'm going to definitely get a village mother in as well from India, because her story is going to be so different. She might just like look at us and say, "What are you even talking about? Like,
yeah.
I don't even have time because I have 7 children. I don't even have time to even think about the fact that I actually think that about myself." So it's going to be interesting to get all the perspective and put them together into 100 shades. But for me, the achievement would be, even if few moms get up to tomorrow and look at these books and say, "That's a reference book to feel good about being a mother." I think we would have achieved quite a bit in this book, and it's becoming a real thing. Like you just said, your son had put makeup, and
Yeah.
your grandmother never used to do it. So all this is confirming to me that I'm not making it up. Till like
No,
the more
no, you're not.
doing interviews, everything I was saying before we started is actually coming, in reality in front of me and saying that this is the right thing and this issue must be held in the most delicate way. This is not an activism kind of a movement or something. It's called a movement, but it's the most gentlest movement to gently tell mothers, come in this book, stay in this book, find yourself, put your story there, and help another mother. That is it. Like, that's my only thing for this book. There's nothing else that I want. I don't want to start saying, oh, this mother is better, or that mother is okay, or that's not. It helps any mother who feels that she doesn't have to really. So now what happens to me and a lot of mothers, they say, we've started to have fun with the camera, and then I feel those mothers have started becoming unstoppable because suddenly I see them more on social media. So no resistant sister is likely really stopping them. Because as you said, your sisters, everybody will first say, oh, your dark circles, you've lost
Yeah,
weight, what's wrong with you, what's happening? And the resistant sister is just moving away, and we will see what happens. And they also say that what you think you attract. So I think these mothers also
clearly.
becoming unstoppable. And we are putting, I'm putting myself, I was never in social media. Believe me, if you go back 5 months back, you would see me not at all on social media. But I'm there, but I'm there in a very proud way. I'm there because it's making me connect to people like you and other beautiful people all together, and we're joining hands to do a good project, and it's worth it. It's totally worth it.
No,
So
and like you said, I think if you see confidence in that photograph, the confidence of the woman, the mother, then no one can say anything to that photo. So, and
even if they
that's
do,
that's no, but
it
I
doesn't
don't.
matter to you. It doesn't matter to you.
Yeah, but I think that's what you're bringing,
Yeah,
confidence,
my
and
brother
that's.
yesterday told me in Insta, go change your picture. You look like a ghost because the light had gone down while in the middle of the interview, and of course the lower light gives you that that ghost kind of a look. So I was like, I don't care. It was a live, and I don't care. For me, the conversation was more important. He's like, you don't care? Go change the thumbnail. It's looking so odd. I'm like, I don't care because I genuinely didn't care. Otherwise, I would have gone. I would have found out, deleted that video, changed that video, done something. But I'm here, I'm just like, it's not about looking bad or good, it's just that I don't care, and I'm not going to see the replays. I'm going to operate like as if this is my life. I'm on stage, I'm performing, I'm having a conversation over a coffee with you, and it's
Yep,
shut. Next, mom. I'm not
yep.
going to sit down and think what went right, what went wrong, because that's
No,
driving us
no, then
nuts.
you'll no, you can't do
It
that.
goes, it's driving us nuts. So it's beautiful. What else I was your so this book is called 100 Self Portrait, 100 Dreams. Are you excited first about taking your self portraits? Are you ready to do that?
I'm a bit scared, as
Are
you can
you?
imagine, with what I just told you. I'm really not confident about my look, and so taking a picture. But I'm also curious, and I think no, I think it will bring something that I need at this point, and
Close your eyes and
because
what do you see? So I am doing this exercise with all the moms, that if I need to define you, what's the word that will come to define in that one picture? And whatever,
gosh,
like, so like if you see, and if I've unfold, like I've just opened the page like that, and that's Anna's page right there. What picture do you see, Anna?
I hope there'll be some trees and nature around, which
Yeah.
I'm desperately in need of, coming from the countryside and being in Bombay for
Oh
17
yes.
years.
Oh, yes.
That and I would see a lot of people. I'm a family person. I'm my mom is a bit the pillar of the family, and I always thought I would be the next pillar, and I'm 7,000 kilometers away from everyone.
But
So
you're a
I
pillar to your own family, your own son.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm pillar. So
You're a pillar
that, yeah,
still.
like, yeah, so but for me it's, yeah, it's family before everything. I just I'm a family person. I kept telling my husband that when I was a little girl, I used to dream of that, of having a house filled up with people and
Oh, so much like me,
dog,
and
like a not necessarily a big country house, but some old house filled up with people coming in, coming out, not
yeah.
ringing the bell, not calling before coming, just entering and exiting.
Oh my God, you sound so much like me. That's what
And
I
now
always wanted.
imagine I'm in Bombay in a flat between four walls.
I
So
I
it's
I think it'll change for you. I feel
no,
this. I
I'm
see
I'm
this.
counting my years.
Um, no, I feel this, and I see that this book and this journey of self portrait will change a lot of things for a lot of mothers. It has changed for me, for sure, and it'll change for you, and it'll change for a lot of mothers. And then those mothers will see you. as inspiration and changes for themselves. The ripple will happen, Anna. And let's find that one picture for you.
Yeah,
After
well,
this conversation, I don't know why I see a black and white picture of you holding your son and lying down and holding him. That's the love and the nurturer that I
oh
see in
wow,
you.
yeah.
And I see this very clear picture. But let's see what comes out of you, because that's again my opinion of. That's what I'm trying to
No,
tell
I've
everybody. That no.
actually, sorry, yeah, but even when you ask me for a picture of myself, I have very few. And if I have a picture of me, that is my son.
Yeah.
It's if I take a picture, it will be me with my son. Like
Yeah.
he will hide just what I want him to, and we will be together as one, like it, like a monster with two heads.
Wow.
So yeah, it can completely be a picture with him.
Let's see what comes out as your story. And I'll welcome you after this into the group. And we are going to do a lot of exercises to bring this journey to these 100 moms, and then bring a lot more journeys to start for many moms who will own this book and become, this book will become that comfort friend for them when they sit down and flip and see and stuff. So I'm very excited to see the book. I have no idea
Same.
how I'm going to do it. It's 84 days left. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but it's happening for sure. I'm on the path, and thank you for joining me on this path. Let's
Thank you,
put your dream
Shikha.
out. Let's
Yes.
put your dream out, because the book is called 100 Self Portrait, 100 Dream. When I wrap up, I also manifest these moms' dreams. What's your dream? What is your dream?
You want to know now?
Yes,
I
because
think
you're putting it in the universe right now.
I'll say so. I hope the universe hear me. Yeah, to soon be in a space where I can breathe air and see trees and the sea. And just that's all I want at this point, and my son to enjoy that with me, and see that there is another world. Then it's not just a screen. And yeah, just be out. I just need to be out. I just need the
Yeah.
nature around me at this point. So that's the
Lovely.
dream.
So we'll make this happen for you. We'll make this happen for you somehow through our prayers and our universe throwing this manifestation for you and these moms. It'll happen for you, Anna. And thank you for coming on board. By the time this
Thank
journey
you.
will end, these 100 moms will start loving each other, and I
Yeah,
know that it's going to be a close community.
I was when you were talking about how we used to teach, like you can't be good at everything. So in the village, everybody would take a responsibility. There's a book I'll have to share with you about that, a community of women, a world with just women, and they don't own their child. The child becomes part of the community. So whoever can take care of the child, take care of the child at that time, and teach what they know to the child.
Wow.
Very interesting. I'll share that with you because it's very close to what you were saying. Maybe we will become, in a way,
those 100
those 100 women.
Like we might become actually those 100 women who can actually nurture, because it's such a unique journey for every mom. And that book, definitely share that book, and we'll put it in the group for other moms to have it. But I'm really excited to get this book out. And definitely, like I keep saying, in a very vulnerable way, that believe me, I'm not coming with any back end support of media and everything.
Yeah,
but I'm definitely
but hats off to
with
you.
knowledge. I have the knowledge because I was a printer. My dad was a printer. I've headed a poetry movement. I've been with moms. I'm a photographer. So I'm compiling this. I'm moving forward with only this in my bag right now. So I will need all the support that I need in terms of cheering me up, for sure, and everything else will fall into place. And I'm absolutely thrilled to have you. It's a great conversation that I've had. And
Thank
welcome.
you.
And world will change for you and many mothers after this book. I'm 100% sure of that. So lots of love, Anna. And I'm going to go off stream. Don't go bye everyone. And we have some supporters here in our comment, and we have some inspirational moms who are going to support us as well. So I'm going to go off Facebook. Thank you so much, Anna. And
thank you. Hope to meet everyone soon. Bye.
Yes, bye-bye.
Bye.